at the base of every single fear in life is the fear of death. So every fear comes from that central fear. But the only thing that can have that fear is the ego. Because the ego is not real. So in order to maintain its life, it has to stay active. It has to trick you into thinking that it is you. So it's a false representation of who you are. And it is constantly fearful that it is going to be recognized as not real. So it lives in constant fear of death. And so all fears come from the ego. But okay, I digress. That's going very deep into the psychological part, right? So you can't experience fear. Only the ego experiences fear, and ego is not you. So if the ego equals thought, then thought is basically fear. So if you think about every fear in life, no pun intended, it is a thought. The fear that I might lose on this trade is nothing more than a thought. The fear that I might get hit by a car, and if you have not been hit by a car yet, that is just a thought. The fear that you're going to fail your test, your exam, that is a thought. So every fear is a thought. Without thought, you can't experience a fear. So if you do what I'm telling you to live a thoughtless life as a trader, to only trade what you know, you live a fearless life as a trader, because you can't fear when you know. You can only fear when you don't know. I don't know if I'm going to fail. That's fear. I don't know if I'm going to slip and fall. That's fear. It's all thought based and it's never real. Fear is never real. So let me give you this statistic. There are two types of fear. There's psychological fear. That's the troublesome fear. And then there's biological fear, which is commonly referred to as adrenaline, right? So that's the good form of fear. A mother sees a car screeching around the corner. Her kid is about to step in the street. She instinctively becomes quicker than she would normally be able to be, because adrenaline kicks in. She gets over to the child, rescues the child from a dangerous car accident. Now that fear kicked in extra capabilities on her part. All right. That type of fear is the good fear. That's the survival fear. And anthropologists tell us, and psychologists actually tell us that uh, the average human being experiences only 15 legitimate fear moments in their entire lives, using an average lifespan of 85 years. So over an 85-year period, you will experience true justifiable fear only 15 times in your life. Every other fear is false. Every other fear is a lie. Every other fear is a problem. Every other fear is crippling. Every other fear is from the ego. And it is totally unnecessary in life. But yet the vast majority of people live every moment of their life in a constant state of fear. It becomes so normal, it becomes almost like a constant hum that you hear at first, that then you stop hearing because it's so normal. All right? And if I were to tell you right now, relax your shoulders right now, do it right now, just drop them. You'd all realize, wow, I was living in a constant state of fear. That's what it is. Now, I say all of that, right? I say all of that. Why was I saying that? I was responding to someone's question with that. But the personality trait. So fear is at the base of every problem, not only in life, but in trading. And so if we talk about is there a personality trait that leads to the greatest amount of fear? Yes. the thinker. The person who is constantly thinking is going to have a problem trading. Well, not only that, remember trading is a microcosmic version of life. You're going to have a constant problem in life too. Because as we discussed from the first moment we started this, the thought of a thing is not the thing. And as long as you live with your thoughts, you have cut yourself off from reality. Because the thought of something that might happen is not the happening. And if you pay more attention to the thought of it, you're paying more attention to your own creation of life. And so you start to build a false life that you can only focus on your thoughts about life, but not life itself. Only my thoughts about what is going to happen. You see, what happens is life. What you think might happen is not life. And if you stay there, you stay outside of life. You stay outside of reality. And remember I told you the idea of a man talking to himself on the corner, a homeless person talking to himself on the corner as if someone's there. His problem is his constant thoughts. He lives in a world that's not real. He has conversations with people that aren't real. He deals with circumstances that are not real. He has detached himself from reality. He has been invaded by his own thoughts. His own thoughts have cut himself off from what is real. He's lost the capability of seeing and dealing and relating to real life. And so anything that makes you think a lot is going to be a problem in trading. Any trait of yours, the trait of needing everything to line up first, you're going to have a problem because that leads to a lot of thinking. All right. Um, failure to failure, fear of loss is going to cause you to have a hard time trading. Now, some of the ways to reverse those is just to be perverse. Focus on collecting the next 20 losing trades. So now you don't fear loss. You're looking forward to reaching 20 losing trades to evaluate them. After collecting 20 losing trades, do some math on it. What's my average losing trade? And how can I chop my average losing trade down on the next 20 losing trades? What's the biggest losing trade of the 20? Why? Let me go back to that trade and see what mistake I made to make this the biggest losing trade. Did I play it too heavy and experience too big of a loss? Did I enter into a bar where it was too tall and took a bigger than normal loss? And that's how you start to overcome these things.